knowing that one misstep could awaken old ghosts and plunge the region into turmoil. Long before colonial borders sliced Africa into fragments, Eritrea was known as Bar Nagash, the Sea of the King. It symbolized Ethiopia's historic connection to the Red Sea and its maritime legacy. During the Aksumite Kingdom, one of Africa's most powerful civilizations, Ethiopian influence stretched from the mountains of Tigray to the ancient port of Adulis, a gateway linking Africa with Arabia and the Mediterranean. The sea and the highlands were inseparable. Aksum was Ethiopia's heart, and Adulis its open door to the world. That unity was shattered in the late 19th century when Italian colonialism seized the Red Sea coast and created modern Eritrea. A single civilization was split into two, dividing people bound by blood, faith, and language. The memory of Bar Nagash remains a symbol of what was lost, and a reminder that Ethiopia's connection to the sea is not born of conquest but of continuity. It is a call to heal what colonialism divided, through diplomacy, not domination. Ethiopia's geography. A blessing and a burden. Ethiopia's geography has always been its paradox, a land rich in rivers and mountains yet deprived of the sea that once sustained its civilization. Since Eritrea's independence in 1993, Ethiopia has relied on Djibouti for over 90% of its trade. This single trade route, while vital, has made the nation economically vulnerable and politically constrained. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, in his address to Parliament on October 28, 2025, called sea access an existential imperative. His statement reflected Ethiopia's long-standing frustration with dependence and high logistics costs. Yet, Abiy was careful to emphasize that Ethiopia seeks, not conquest but continuity, not dominance but dignity. Discover more humanitarian aid donations. Habesha news source. Horn of Africa Maps. Documentary film subscriptions. Ethiopian diaspora news. Diplomacy and negotiation books. African studies programs. Peacebuilding resources. Sea trade routes. Echoing his message, Ambassador Jamal Becker cited the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, noting that geography should not permanently deny a nation access to maritime trade. He urged that Ethiopia's maritime aspiration should be viewed not as a threat, but as an opportunity for shared prosperity. The Bahir Gate, he said, is crucial for the movement to ensure prosperity. Ethiopia's vision, if grounded in peace, could benefit the entire Horn of Africa through integrated transport networks, trade zones, and mutual development. Eritrea's perspective, sovereignty and memory. Eritrea's caution is rooted in sacrifice. After 30 years of struggle for independence, its sovereignty is sanctified by blood and perseverance. Every grain of its coastline carries the memory of survival and self-determination. Thus, Ethiopia's renewed maritime aspirations easily stir old fears, that access might once again mean control. Yet these fears, if allowed to dominate policy, risk imprisoning Eritrea in its own past. Security cannot thrive in isolation, and suspicion cannot build prosperity. Just as Ethiopia must temper its ambition with restraint, Eritrea must balance its vigilance with vision. The Red Sea, if shared wisely, can strengthen both nations, securing Eritrea's sovereignty while ensuring Ethiopia's survival. Power, prudence, and the promise of peace. The Horn of Africa now stands on the edge of renewal or ruin. A confrontation over the Red Sea would not only devastate Ethiopia and Eritrea but destabilize Somalia, Sudan, and Djibouti, while inviting external powers to exploit regional divisions. The cost of war, economic collapse, displacement, and human loss would far outweigh any strategic gain. Peaceful cooperation, however, offers transformative potential. Joint port management, economic corridors, and shared infrastructure could turn competition into complementarity. The Red Sea should not be a boundary of fear but a bridge of prosperity. Ethiopia's search for sea access and Eritrea's right to sovereignty are not opposing truths. They are